True journalism sometimes means documenting truths that others don't want written. And it also means that sometimes you have to get things right, and sometimes instead of being first. And that brings us to our final award of the night. It is the CJF Jackman Award for Excellence in Journalism Large Media Presentation, recognizing the work of those organizations with more than 50 full-time employees. Each nominee serves as an example of the power of story and the power of what teamwork in our business can achieve. The finalists for 2023 are CTV News for Broken System, EMS Crisis in Alberta, an investigation into the problems facing the province's ambulatory system that focuses on Calgary and the surrounding rural areas. Global News with APTN for Profiting Off Kids, a landmark investigation spanning nearly 30 stories online and on TV, which reveals how some of Ontario's most vulnerable children are being treated as commodities when placed in foster care and in group homes. The Globe and Mail for its coverage of the sexual assault scandals at Hockey Canada that exposed how Hockey Canada used registration fees to build a fund to cover the cost of settlements for sexual assault claims. And the Investigative Journalism Bureau with the Toronto Star for Suspended, which reported on unfair driver's license loss in Ontario. And the Narwhal with the Toronto Star for their investigation into the Ontario government's controversial decision to open 7,400 acres of protected greenbelt land to development. All such important stories. So congratulations to all of these worthy nominees, and thank you for all the work that you're doing. And the 2023 CJF Jackman Award for Excellence in Journalism Large Media Presentation goes to the Globe and Mail.
Wow, we did not expect to win this. Thank you so much. On behalf of my entire newsroom, this is a great honor. On behalf of the rest of the team at the Globe and Mail who reported on Hockey Canada with me, Robin Doolittle, Joe Friesen, Colin Fries, Susan Krasinski-Robertson, Catherine Blaise-Baum, Marty Klinkenberg, Simon Hoped. I think I've got everybody. I'm missing some, inevitably. This is a great honor. Thank you. In a nutshell, this story is about accountability, transparency, and what Canadians weren't being told about this story. It was the kind of story where we didn't have to explain to Canadians why they should care, why they should be upset about it. We heard from people across the country, many of them upset. Their children's registration fees were going towards these types of settlements without anybody being told about it, with no disclosure about that fact. And so we were happy and honored to be able to bring that revelation to light. And I want to also give a nod to the other news organizations last year who also reported on the Hockey Canada file. CBC did great work. TSN, of course, Rick broke the original story on this, and The Athletic did great work on it as well. It was a great year for competitive journalism in Canada. Everybody picked up a thread, everybody ran with it. There was some of the best investigative journalism I think we've seen in a long time on this file. Lastly, real quick, one of the branches of the stories that we explored after the original revelation about the funds was about how injured players weren't being given. They were told there was no money to cover their injuries. In particular, a player named Neil Doof, Ottawa area player who was paralyzed in a game in 2014. And players like Neil were told there was no money. And when they found out about these funds, they asked, well, why is there funds for these types of settlements and not to cover our medical bills? I'm happy to report that last week, Hockey Canada rather than go to trial with Neil after a 9-year legal battle, cut him a check. And so thank you to Neil for telling your story. Thank you for this honor. We really appreciate it.